This portion of our telemarketing overviews is going to take a look at telemarketing campaigns. If we go into our sales and marketing under telemarketing, we have our telemarketing campaigns. Within our submenu here, we have our customers maintenance and our prospect file maintenance, where we set up our various customers or our prospects. But now we're going to go into the campaign script maintenance, and this is where we actually set up our campaigns that we're going to enlist during our call-ins to our customers, and where we're asking them questions and receiving their responses. So if we execute query in this screen, we see we already have a few campaign scripts set up. One is for a product upgrade, one's for a sales promotion in the fall, and one's for a summer promotion. Now we'll exit that screen, and we're going into our campaign script flow maintenance. This is where we can set up scripts that we're going to use when we're calling up our customers and receiving responses to our questions, and based upon the response given by the customer, we move on to another series of questions. So we're going to execute query here, and we're going to select our campaign script number 1 that we just saw, which is our product upgrade. Keep in mind, this is not the screen you're going to be using when you're speaking to your customer. This is a maintenance program where you're going to be setting up your scripts and the various responses that you're going to receive for the questions that you're inputting in this screen. So for example, our very first question here is, "Good day, I'm calling from System Dynamics. Have you recently received our product notification?" So what we do at this point here is the response to this type of question is going to be a yes or a no. If the answer is yes, we're going to move on to question number 3. Are you interested in receiving release notes about the current release? And if they are, we move on to question number 4, where we tell them about the media for the and date for the upgrade. But if the response is no, then we would move on to question number 35 here, which is, how many months would you estimate before you go to your next upgrade? By doing so, we're going to get a numeric response. What we've entered here is we've entered in a compare text of 6. 6 meaning 6 months in this case, based upon our question. If the respondent answers with an amount that's less than 6 months, we proceed down to statement number 49. If it's equal to it, the same thing, but if it's 50, then we go down to 50, statement number 50, which is, "We'll call you back in 6 months. Thank you for your time." So question number 49 for the customer would be to ask them to call the technical support staff in order to schedule an update and thank them for their time. So what we're doing here is we're just taking the responses. We're either going to have a yes or a no response, or we're going to have a comparison value where it's less than, equal to, or greater than, and based upon those responses, move on to various questions. We also can have a null value here if none of these questions or statements really would come back with a yes, a no, or a numeric value. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the telemarketing area here, where we're actually going to start calling our customers using this particular screen. But also, we in another overview on our telesales, we can also go into our telesales screen and use that screen where we can go through one of our campaign scripts also. Telesales is where we can actually enter orders and do many various things with the customer, and it's one of the bedrocks of our telemarketing module. So if I come in here now, I can actually go in and create and query upon our various telemarketing scripts for customers, prospects, or both. So if I come to my beginning customer field here, I'm just going to enter in a customer that I know exists, Tri-City, and I'm going to take all the customers from Tri-City onward hit enter. That brings up my Tri-City, and as I go through this campaign, and once I'm done this campaign, I can then the next customer within this range would come up on the screen, and I can just keep doing my calls one after the other. Now come down to my telemarketing script. I'm going to use my product update script. My telemarketer here, I can just enter my initials in. So, and at this point, I can, when I'm calling the prospect or the customer, I can enter who I'm actually speaking to if they're going to give me that information. So, say we are getting a call into somebody named James Taylor. Now, my script that we just saw in the previous screen comes up here, asking them have they recently received our product notification. Well, in this case, they may say no. And we can also enter a response. If they say a lot more than no, they might want to say but very, very interested. Can enter that in, and then in subsequent listings of our telemarketing campaign, we'd be able to see that information. So we'll hit enter now. Now the second question comes up, that the new version is now available. Are you interested in scheduling an update to the current release? Well, the customer may answer no at that point. They may say they're very busy, perhaps later. Hit enter. And how many months would you estimate before your next upgrade? Well, based upon that response, we have our compare value of 6 here. So we'll put in 8 months, and they may put another comment. They're buying new hardware at that time. So once we hit enter, we get our response. We will call you back in 6 months. Thank you for your time. And we're now finished with this particular customer. We can save off this data and come on to our next customer by arrowing down. Now we're ready to do one for Wegmans Supply Stores. If we exit this screen now, we have a few reports available that we can run. One is a campaign report and the telemarketer campaign report. One is a report of our various telemarketing campaigns that we've established, and the other one is actually keeping a track of the various telemarketing campaigns that we've actually called our customers on. We're going to have a hard copy. We're going to see who made the call and what promotional telemarketing campaign that we actually did use. So that summarizes briefly telemarketing campaigns. You can listen to our overview of our telesales, where we'll describe the telesales entry screen and how to use campaign scripts within this screen. That ends this tutorial.